Knocks it down. McCarthy back. The fake shot and a great stick save by Meloche. Whoa, what a tremendous save by the North Stars veteran goaltender. Broughton, and it's offside, Minnesota. Boy, what a sensational save, Dale. And Marsh really heads up, making that shot.
Boy, a great save. A last-second save by Meloche, the veteran. But Lysak fired one up, picked it up by Marsh. Marsh making a good move, faked the slap shot. Look how far out of the net Meloche is. He was ready for the shot. There's the fake. He goes wide. Marsh figures he has an empty net goal, but Meloche right there with that big goal stick to reach back and snare the puck.
The Blackhawks still a man short. Greg Fox will be on in 35 seconds. McCarthy lifts the puck across the rink. Patterson after it. He takes out Broughton, and Gordy Roberts charges up the ice. Flint looked like he was offside on the near wing. No call. Roberts to McCarthy. The shot trickles just wide. Crossman plays the puck along the boards. Marsh trying to get around McCarthy. He does. Here's Peter Marsh. And a fine save again by Meloche. North Stars with a power play for another 5 seconds. Neil Broughton trying to get around Crossman. He can't. In front, all alone, Cicerelli shoots and scores. Dino Cicerelli. Cicerelli, his 27th goal of the year, his 10th in the last 14 games, and it's all tied at 2.
Well, it's unfortunate for the Blackhawks. They had so many good chances. Keith Brown goes down to try and block it. He screens Esposito. That's a chance Brown had to take. The puck right across here to Cicerelli. He gets it by Brown. Doesn't get much on it, but it's well placed. Off the post, a 2-2 tie.
Greg Fox had just come back on, or was about to come back on. He had gone off at 12:55. The goal scored at 14:56. So Fox was back on, but only a stride out of the penalty box.
Well, Broughton, McCarthy, and Cicerelli now have 103 points total since they've been put together. This line has been red hot. They've only played 22 games together, and they already have 103 points.
This is Mike Eaves. Less than 5 minutes to go in the first period. Puck in the Chicago end. Ferguson. Now Maxwell a drive from the point right on, and Esposito holds it for a face-off near the Chicago net.
Well, bad break for Chicago. They deserved a better fate. They've outplayed Minnesota in this period except for the power play. Payne getting a goal to tie it up, and now Cicerelli at the last second before the power play expired scored his 27th of the year. The Hawks had the best chances on the power play on a shorthanded situation. Peter Marsh had 3 good cracks at Meloche and couldn't put one by him.
Well, tomorrow night on Sports Vision, an exciting Bears NFL 82 show. That comes up at 8 o'clock, and then karate at 9. All of it here on Sports Vision, your box seat ticket to exciting Chicago area sports at home. From the face-off, Maxwell. The drive deflects off Frazier. Puck behind the Chicago net. And it comes to Wilson. Ludzik to Higgins, on with Frazier, who heads for the net. Ludzik gets the puck. Shot deflects off Maxwell wide. Ferguson gets Maxwell's pass. Hits Eaves with a puck. And Wilson controls for Chicago to Ludzik. He has it squirt off his stick. Priest to Maxwell. Eaves stopped, and he dumps Bob Murray, and a penalty coming up against Minnesota's Mike Eaves.
Now, Wicks had to call that one. It was a flagrant trip on Bob Murray. He made a good move to elude Eaves. Eaves reached back and tripped him up. Watch this right here, getting that left foot. Murray sent flying right there at the center ice area. Watch Eaves' stick continue on, lift his foot up. Bob Murray goes face first on the ice as he chases that loose puck.
Both teams have scored twice. Marsh is 4th of the year at .249. Payne is 22nd on a power play at .427 to tie it for the North Stars. Ben Larmer notched his 24th in his rookie year at 5:33, and the Hawks maintain the 2-1 lead until Cicerelli scored his 27th of the season at 14:56. Now, the Chicago Blackhawks power play. And it's a strong power play. Broughton gets the puck, and he'll try to rag it at center ice. Roberts gets it back to Hartsburg. And now the Hawks control in their own end. Brown, Crossman, Savard, Sutter, and Larmer on the power play. Secord still in the penalty box, serving 7 minutes worth of penalties. Savard looking in front. Into the corner to Larmer. Back to the point to Brown. Back to Larmer. Across the rink to Denny Savard. Hawks setting up with a power play in a 2-2 first period. Crossman. Brown. He lets it go, and it deflects just wide. Broughton gets the puck, and just is able to clear it to center. A minute left in Mike Eaves' penalty. McCarthy goes off for Minnesota. He's replaced by McAdam. The puck dumped in. Crossman forcing Hartsburg. Bumps him. Sutter gets the puck. Centers. It goes off Larmer to Crossman. Here's Brown. Back to Crossman. Crossman fakes a shot. Gives to Brown. Over to Savard. And he whacks one off the chest of Malage. And the Hawks fail to convert on the rebound. Denny Savard doing some fancy maneuvering to the left of the North Stars net. And his centering pass is intercepted and cleared right on goal. A save for Esposito. 2:30 to go in the first period. And 23 seconds left in the Chicago power play. Here's Lysiak cutting in. Ooh, and he shoots one just wide. As Malage was partially screened. Bob Murray behind the Chicago net. Eaves will be back on in 3 seconds. Wilson drops it for Frazier. He lets one go wide. At the point, Murray. The shot. And that deflects into the crowd as Eaves is back on, and both teams are at full strength with 2 minutes, 3 seconds left in an exciting and feverish first period. It's a 2-2 tie, but Orville Tessier's Blackhawks seemingly have had the better of the play.
Well, they have had the better of the play, but a 2-2 hockey game. Power play unable to connect. They had some good position in the Minnesota zone, but were unable to connect as Malage made a couple of good stops.
Certainly great goaltending against Chicago has been a big factor, and the Hawks losing 4 out of 5 in 5 of their last 7, but the inability to convert with regularity on the power play certainly has been a point of note also. Gardner between Marsh and Patterson. Patterson back to Fox, and the shot deflects wide off Marsh, and off the end boards. Malage spears that one in his catching glove, and a faceoff will come up to Malage's right.
Blackhawks have only scored 3 power play goals in their last 21 opportunities. The percentage slowly dropping under 30.
Scramble for the puck from the draw. Hartsburg wings it off the boards. Payne lets it go by himself and Feimster down the ice. Greg Fox, the former Atlanta Flame. Minute 40 left, first period. Good pass to Gardner. Gardner stopped by Hartsburg. And now a chance for Gordy Roberts. Feimster knocks the puck down. It's Gardner. He's hit by Roberts. Behind the net, Patterson in front for Marsh. He rings it off the crossbar. Marsh, with a North Star all over him, somehow let a wicked shot go off the crossbar. Fox puts the North Stars offside with that reeling check on Payne. And Dale, you talk about players with sparks under them. Greg Fox looks like someone lectured him for 5 minutes before the game. Hit everybody you see in green.
He certainly has. Watch this excellent check on Payne as Payne is cutting across. Fox just missed him, or he would have sent him flying. He lost his stick. But prior to that, Peter Marsh, who's had a fantastic first period, rattled one off the crossbar. Marsh has had 5 or 6 good chances already. He scored the first goal of the hockey game, but he should have about 3 in this period.
A minute 13 to go. Hawks 2, the North Stars 2. Maxwell with a wrist shot over the goal. Keith Brown. 22-year-old defenseman feeds to Crossman. Wysiak and Preston after the puck. Giles beats it to it. He takes a hit from Sutter, but carries on. Kurt Giles, 4-year NHL veteran, gets the puck in. Esposito plays it to Crossman to elude Flett. Up to Sutter, and Wysiak gets the puck right to him in a hurry. Around Giles. Wysiak with 37 seconds left gives to Brown, and he drills his teammate Preston in the back. And the suspenders don't protect you that much. This is Flett to Broughton, back to Willie Flett. And the pass in front intended for Freese goes off the big goaltender's stick, held tonight by Tony Esposito, and it goes into the crowd.
Well, this is the best the Hawks have looked in a long time. They've moved the puck so well out of their own zone. Esposito, playing in his 851 career games in the net with the Chicago Blackhawks, he's had 50,410 minutes of hockey, and he still has his sanity.
How many more miles are left in that well-cared-for body of Tony Esposito? Keeps in as good a shape as you've done throughout your career, Mr. Talent.
He's like a cat, Tony.
Hartsburg to Ferguson. Eaves and McAdam in front. This is McAdam. The backhander. The pad save. And Esposito smothers the puck with the 3 North Stars. Cat-like around the Chicago net.
Well, again, the face-off's very important. The Hawks losing the face-off, and another good chance. McAdam going to his backhand, tried to beat Esposito on the short side, but Esposito stood up very well. Here's the backhand, and there's the save. Esposito tries to poke it away to get it out of there. It hits Bob Murray, and then he retaliates by grabbing it. Another face-off. The rookie Ludzik against Eaves.
Only 12 seconds remaining as Wilson gets the puck ahead to Fraser. On to Ludzik. Gordy Roberts with 2 seconds to go. And the siren signals the end of a first period that results.
They upset Baltimore in Super Bowl III. That was back in 1960.
By Bob Murray. Trying to get it to Giles, who keeps it in, but Ludzik plays it ahead to Kurt Fraser in his second game with the Hawks. Around behind the net, and Higgins gives it back to Ludzik. Puck along the near boards, Wilson there. To Fraser, on to Higgins. Back behind the net, Ludzik. He's bodied by Maxwell, and a chance for Freese. Ron Freese gets it in as the two teams complete a line change. Keith Brown for Chicago, a minute gone. Second period, a 2-2 tie. Puck deflects off Bobby Smith. Keith Brown again. He's on with Doug Wilson at the moment. Wysiak with Fraser and Preston as the Hawks are in the midst of a line change. Fraser shoots it in, and 3 Hawks are caught offside.
Well, that first shift a bit long as we see Fraser, the native of Cincinnati, Ohio, played his junior hockey with the Victoria Cougars. He was a teammate of Murray Bannerman's. But a minute and a half, that first shift, that's too long. You get in trouble when you stay out there for over a minute.
Wysiak, Sutter, and Preston. Crossman and Brown on defense. Crossman up. He drills it in. Puck bounds to the side of the North Stars net. Here's Hartsburg. Smith ends up with a puck. He shoots it in. Payne after it. He's stopped by Brown. This is Preston, who touches it. First man to touch it, and it's icing against Minnesota.
There we get a look at the youngest player in the NHL, Brian Bellows.
18 years of age. How old were you when you played your first NHL game?
I was 19, but I could shave.
You looked older. Still shy of the 2-minute mark in the middle period. The Stars and the Hawks tied at 2. Puck in the North Stars end. This is Mandich. He can't go anywhere with it. Brown over to Crossman. Back to Brown. He heads up ice, flips the puck in wide of the Minnesota net. Mandich with it. Dan Mandich. Finally, it's Bobby Smith with Payne. The puck comes back to center, and Payne has to circle. Smith was all the way in near Tony Esposito. Craig Hartsburg plays it off the boards. Esposito out of the net, stops the puck. He gets it ahead to Preston, but Payne bumps him. Now Bellows centers, and Crossman intercepts, and headman's to Lysiak. Looking for Sutter, turns to his right to give to Preston. He's spun down by Payne, and a holding penalty coming up against the North Stars, Steve Payne. This is Blackhawks hockey. Payne goes off at 2:27 here in the second period for holding. The Blackhawks deal with that power play again. They've got to get the power play machine back in high gear. And right away, the North Stars gain the puck, and Maxwell clears it down the ice. Bob Murray, Doug Wilson, Larmer, Savard, and Secord, the 5 hockey players for the Hawks in front of Esposito. Denny Savard to Bob Murray. At the point, Larmer. Over to Wilson. Now to Bob Murray. Secord in front. Wilson. Savard. Wilson lets her go right on. And on his knees, Balash the save.
Well, a good low shot from the point. Savard is trying to get Savard set up from that off wing. He was covered. He passed it back to Wilson. The low shot, Secord right there in his familiar spot. Didn't deflect it, but Malash had difficulty with it anyway.
Hartsburg, Roberts, Young, and Ferguson killing the penalty for Minnesota. Face-off coming up to the left of the North Stars net. Young against Savard in the face-off circle. We're at the 3-minute mark, period 2, 2-2 tie. Secord can't connect with a bouncing puck. And Hartsburg able to clear the puck away. Doug Wilson, Norris Trophy winner last season in the NHL, to Bob Murray. He's got Savard flying. He pulls up. Hawks setting up. Pass in front, knocked away, and here's George Ferguson. Roberts to Hartsburg, and he plays it off the boards, and it ends up at the Chicago net. Hawks changing players. 50 seconds left in the Payne penalty. This is Lysiak with Sutter and Larmer, and the shot deflects off the Minnesota player well up into the stadium crowd.
Well, another great crowd at the stadium. We get a look at it. Some lucky fan getting one of those pucks for a souvenir. There's a look at that huge organ. What a fantastic complex this is. Probably the best building in the National Hockey League.
Scoreless second period, 2-2 tie. Lysiak, Preston, and Sutter. Crossman and Brown with 45 seconds remaining in the Blackhawk power play. Edmonton, the great Gretzky, here on Wednesday night. Then the Hawks will have a tough game on Saturday afternoon at the Spectrum against the Flyers, and that'll be our next Blackhawks telecast here on Sports Vision, 12:30 Saturday. Keith Brown as Sutter's dumped in front to Lysiak. They shot, and it deflects just wide. Lysiak again. Over to Crossman. He moves in front for Preston, on to Sutter. And he can't get a shot. He's tied up by Maxwell. Crossman in the corner, kicks the puck to Preston. The Hawks dangerous. Brown. His shot deflects wide. Preston back at the left point. 15 seconds remaining in the Chicago power play. They're tied at 2 with Minnesota in the second period. Lysiak back to Brown, over to Preston. His shot. It goes off the left arm of Milan. Lysiak back to Brown. Sutter stationed in front. Out of the penalty box, Payne. North Stars back at full strength. Lysiak shot. Head high, deflects wide. Crossman up from the defense. Higgins in the corner now. Has the puck for Chicago behind the net to Darryl Sutter. Constant Chicago pressure. The puck through the goal crease. Crossman a shot stopped by Maxwell. And Payne drills the puck the length of the ice. Oh, what sustained pressure by the Blackhawks. And it's icing against the North Stars.
Well, it must be awfully frustrating. Good work in the Minnesota zone, but no goals. Really good look at Crossman and Brown playing so well together, playing in the second part of the power play. That first minute of the power play doesn't work. Get 5 fresh faces out there. Crossman and Brown cover up for Wilson and Murray.
Now Savard is on with Secord and Larmer, Fox and Feimster. Broughton against Savard for the draw. Quick shot by Secord, and then Meloche robs Larmer. Savard can't get a shot. Another effort, and Meloche stops everything he sees, and finally sprawls to his right to cover the puck. Broughton and Savard having words, and Secord, the policeman, right there.
Meloche made the difference last night after the 6-minute mark. There's the first save. There's the second save off a Larmer backhand. Another one here from the side. Savard tries to get it through. He kicks it out. Secord continues to battle on as Mandich is draped all over him. There Meloche finally just dives on it, desperately freezes it.
Face off in the Minnesota end. The line change for Chicago. Higgins can't keep it in. This is Plett. Esposito stops the puck for Feimster. He's teamed with Fox. Ludzik centering Higgins and Fraser. Fox gains the puck. Fox slides to center. A pass for Fraser. In the corner, centering through the goal mouth. Back to the point to Fox. To Fraser. On to Ludzik. He hits him. Fraser coming in front. He's spilled by Mandich. Penalty coming up. Higgins shoots. And he's stopped by Meloche on a super setup by Ludzik. Oh, Higgins at point-blank range. Robbed by the veteran Meloche. A penalty coming up against Mandich, and there's a break in the action, a 2-2 tie. Blackhawks with their third power play effort of the evening.
Now yet to capitalize on it. Boy, some tremendous action in the Minnesota zone. Meloche sensational again. After the delayed penalty was going to be called on Mandich for holding up Fraser. Fraser was set up by Ludzik, and then Ludzik got the puck again right to Higgins, and look at this save from point-blank range.
Boy, Meloche really had everything in front of Higgins that time. Puck comes to center from the faceoff. Wilson being pressured by McAdam. McAdam heaves. Giles and Maxwell on for Minnesota. Denny Savard leading the Chicago power play. This is Bob Murray. Fighting in the corner for the puck. Savard digs it out. Savard turning in the corner. To Larmer. He lets her go. High off the chest shoulder area of Meloche. Boy, Larmer, even from well out, can work that quick shot on a feed. Two to two. Blackhawks with a man advantage for the second time in the middle period. Savard forces his way around Ferguson. Avoids Roberts. Secord there. Now Larmer in the corner. Back to Bob Murray. Over to Doug Wilson. To Savard in the circle. Back to Wilson. And a good defensive play by Tim Young of Minnesota. Just over 13 minutes remaining here in period two. 2-2 tie. 50 seconds left in the Blackhawks power play. Lysiak gets the puck from Crossman. Behind the back pass to Preston. Trying to get ahead. He's stopped by Ferguson. And again, the North Stars clear the puck down the ice. Crossman this time leads the Blackhawks charge. Drop pass for Preston. Looking in front for Sutter. The pass over to Brown off McAdam's stick. Behind the net for Darryl Sutter. He lets the puck go to Lysiak. He's got Preston in front. Leaves it for Brown. Now Sutter in front. The shot rejected by Hartsburg. And the puck cleared by the Stars to center ice. 10 seconds left in Mandich's penalty. Here's Preston trying to turn around Hartsburg. Back to the point to Crossman. He's got Brown open at the right point. The shot. And that goes off the leg of Gordy Roberts. And he gets the puck down the ice. Mandich back on. The Hawks again. Stymied for the third time in their power play effort tonight. Preston at center ice to Lysiak. He's chopped at by McCarthy. Sutter coming in. Tries to feed in front, and Giles goes down to block that. Then Preston dumps. And the North Stars with a puck in their own end bring it to center, led by Tom McCarthy. Mandich trails him. Maxwell on the left. Mandich a shot off Crossman. Loose puck for Secord in some heavy traffic. And he still maintains control and leaves the puck for Crossman. The two teams changing players. Crossman to Secord broken up. And at center it's Feaster. He drives the puck in. Around the boards. Coming up with it, Larmer behind the net for Savard. Denny Savard comes right in front. And a little soft backhander just deflected by Melange. Secord being pinned to the side of the net by Bobby Smith. Larmer to Savard. Savard trying to stick handle the puck, stolen. Boy, Bobby Smith was all over Secord near the Minnesota net. Cicerelli spilled by Savard. Ron Wicks, the referee, was looking the other way. Here's Secord. His shot. Oh, what a save as Secord lets a blisterer go, and Melange holds his ground.
That's been all Chicago for the first 9 minutes. Melange has been certainly the story for the North Stars. Outstanding goaltending by the veteran, the former draft pick of the Chicago Blackhawks. Here's the shot as Secord is going across the center ice area. Lets the shot go. Melange has difficulty locating it. He finally does, as you see Larmer coming in for that loose puck.
32-year-old Joe Melange, his last 13 games, 6 wins, 5 ties. He's been beaten only twice. Al Secord, what a favorite he is here in the stadium. Ludwig fighting for the draw. Minnesota controls. This is Richter, the rookie, out of the University of Michigan. He pokes the puck ahead. Flett with it. Plays it around the boards behind the net. Higgins digs in. He's hit by Roberts. Now Young steps into Ludwig. Ludwig there with Frazier. Leaves Frazier the puck. Back behind the net to Ludwig. Centering pass. And Fox bangs it back for Ludwig. And intercepting is Richter, and he lifts the puck away. Going back for it, Feimster, and the North Stars are called for icing, and the Blackhawks have forced the North Stars in the back part of that play to their skates. They're back on the heels.
The Blackhawks wondering what they have to do to get ahead in this hockey game. Tony Esposito has had no work in this second period, and all Chicago. Tonight, the North Stars brought up Richter, former University of Michigan graduate, as you said. I know the reason he was brought up because of last night's event. He figured, Lou Nanne figured tonight would be a tough contest. Richter, 6'5", 220.
Richter plays the puck for Freeze. It comes back to Feimster. He shoots it around the boards. Fox charges in, trying to stop Flett. Young whacks the puck back into his own end, tries to play it to center and does. Frazier takes a swipe at him. Finally, Fox spills Young. Here's Frazier trying to lift the puck to center. He does. Higgins trying to get around Gordy Roberts. Trying to cut in. He's knocked off balance. Roberts with the puck. He's had a fine year for Minnesota. Over to Freeze. He eludes the stick of Frazier, and Roberts again with it. Nice pass to Flett. Quick shot. And Esposito knocks the puck down. Breaking his stick on the net is a Minnesota player. And he's hurt. It was Feimster's stick that got in the way of Freeze. And Freeze was spilled, and he's yelling at Ron Wicks. As you can see, you can hear way up where we are, Dale, that stick of Feimster's breaking too.
Well, Feimster interfering as he's supposed to. It's not Feimster's fault that net moved off its moorings and tripped him up.
That's a tough way to go.
Probably more embarrassed than anything, upset with Wicks. It was a good move. Freese stayed down. The puck was well on its way to the Minnesota zone. Wicks blew the whistle, figuring Freese was injured.
That's a tough way to slow your momentum down, having to break a stick in half.